Central Bank of Nigeria to bar customers on watch list from using banks and access loans. Pension transitional arrangement. Directorate Petard completes payment of arrears of the consequential adjustment to 3 operational departments of DBS pensioners, plus oil prices under pressure from both supply and demand. This is Business Express on the network service of the NTA, and we are reaching you from Abuja. I am Musa Abubakar. Let's begin with monetary issues. The International Monetary Fund has stressed the need to preview the 2007 Central Bank of Nigeria CBN Act in order to strengthen the Apex Bank's capacity to ensure price stability as a way of addressing the long strand of high inflation prevalent in the country. The IMF, in its tough 2021 Article 4 mission statement on Nigeria, noted that the long-term high inflation in Nigeria is associated with the lack of a well-functioning monetary policy operational framework, along with the presence of multiple policy goals. It said operational framework should be strengthened to establish the primacy of price stability and strengthen the monetary transmission mechanism by integrating the interbank and debt markets. The federal government is assuring Russia of deeper investment relationship that will be mutually beneficial as the world looks beyond the pandemic at a meeting with a coalition of 9 Russian companies led by Nigeria's ambassador to Russia and Nigerian investment community. Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment Niyi Adebayo assured of adequate returns on investment. Details in our subsequent bulletin. Now, Nigeria is open and ready for investment in solid mineral sector. These are the words of Ochechukwu Oga, Minister of State Mines and Steel Development, while announcing to the world the discovery of 10 new mineral resources in Nigeria. The minister was speaking at the Fin International Trade and Investment Forum in Dubai. Benny Adams reports.
Having agreed that Africa does not need charity but partnerships that will promote the adequate investments, talking about the real investments that will turn the tide and the fortunes of the continent. Conversations here have continued on the need for these right partners to come on board. And we have Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State wooing investors from all over the globe to come to Kaduna and invest, just as the Minister of State for Mines and Steel, Ochechukwu Oga, is also given investors more reasons why they should invest in Nigeria.
We're the second largest producer of virtually all other agricultural products. I would like to invite our Middle Eastern businessmen to please come to Kaduna State and invest in agriculture for export to your countries.
They buy our own resources, minerals, take it outside, and then they bring it back for us to buy.
From that office, they have invited us with the office of the Sheikh to host an event for the 3 regions, India, Africa, and the UAE, because Africa has become very important to UAE.
For Leila Rahal El Atfan, founder of Business Gate and president of I Am Africa platform, the United Arab Emirates is ready for Africa. According to figures from the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's population increases by 7 million annually. which Governor El-Rufai says is an asset which the global community needs to take advantage of. From Dubai, United Arab Emirates, I am Benny Adams.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has stated that individuals under its watch list may be barred from entering a new relationship with any bank. The CBN disclosed in its revised regulatory framework for bank verification number BVN operations and watch list for the Nigerian banking industry, signed by Mr. Musa Jimo, Director and Payment System Management Department. The CBN said the framework is to enhance the effectiveness of customer due diligence and know your customer processes as part of its overall strategy for promoting a safe and efficient banking and payment systems. Now, figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria show that Nigeria's trade deficit declined to $340 million in July from $2.4 billion in June 2021. The Apex Bank disclosed in its July Economic Trade Performance Report that the improvement emanated from reduction in imports. It stated that trade balance improved in July 2021, resulting from risk sentiments emanating from the spread of Delta variant of COVID-19, which subdued imports. The CBN stated that Nigeria's crude oil and gas export receipts decreased due largely to lower than expected gas exports. Now, Benny Adams is standing by at the ongoing summit in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Hello, Benny. Tell us, what are the key issues and what are stakeholders saying about the investment for Africa?
Well, thank you so very much, Musa. We are fine in Dubai. The investment is on the way, the theme of the investment is on the way to a prosperous Africa. And we have here in Dubai a combination of investors and intending investors from all over the world here in UAE. You will remember that the Expo 2020, Dubai Expo 2020 is on. So the United Arab Emirates has been able to galvanize, support, attract investors and interest here. We hear that the Middle East is a gateway to every other part of the world. So we have these investors who have come to Dubai here, and this Financial Investment Network Summit, which is an annual event, is on, and we've had an array of investors from India, from Pakistan, from Africa. The fact is we have 16 countries from Africa participating at that very high level.
Now, do we expect discussion on how to promote investment in Africa towards strengthening the AFCFTA?
Yes, that is the key issue. The AFCFTA is actually a game changer for Africa, and the other parts of the world are taking advantage to ensure that investment is being promoted. We've had announcements of up to $2 billion US by a single individual. It's all targeted at the AFCFTA, the opportunities therein.
Okay, it seems like you have someone there. Can you bring the person and introduce her into the conversation?
Yes, I have with me here the founder and the chairman of the Financial Investments Network. She's by name Olayinka Fayumi. She's here and she is actually the main person behind everything that is being witnessed here today, talking about the success of the summit and the investment being announced. Madam.
Yes. Yesterday we started the forum at the Abuja Arab Hotel, where we were able to succeed in the purpose, and one of the reasons why we are together. We actually try to bring people together, investors and those seeking investments, to network and to make sure that business happens. Yesterday we started and we recorded success with the big giant company, the Abuja family, who already for the year 2021 have sales of $500 billion. looking to invest more. They already are investing in UAE, in Africa, most of the African countries. They were present to meet other African cabinet members because they focus more on government projects. We had with us, like he said earlier on, 16 different African countries that are participating at this event. The important thing that we do at Foreign Investment Network is to bring investors together and present them to African companies, both private and public. And we are pleased that so far we have succeeded. We are succeeding. UAE and Africa have had long-time relationship. And as you know, the non-oil trade between Africa and UAE alone is 25 billion US dollars and is growing. So there's huge, enormous opportunities for these two countries. Yesterday, we decided to have the next event with 3 countries, including India, because we realized there were a number of Indian companies that are interested in African countries. We received the ministers of trade and investment, of mining, most of them from Angola, Algeria, Zambia, South Africa. A number of them, I mean, there are about 16 of them that participated at this event. We are really pleased. The event continues tomorrow. We are still at the event of today, and we're pleased about this.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Olayinka Benny. There, we wish you successful deliberations. Now, moving on, let's take a trip to the commodities market. In recent years, blockchain technology has grown to become an exciting innovation across the world and Africa, and not left. I mean, Africa is not left behind, and of course, Nigeria is taking the lead with the e-naira and other uses of the technology. The blockchain technology is taking center stage at the financial investment networks Africa and United Arab Emirates. Now, let's talk about the future of blockchain technology in Africa vis-a-vis the e-naira. Our guest is Solomon Wamba Wa Ngoy, founder Majestic Coin. He joins us from Dubai.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, what is the potential of the blockchain technology to drive financial inclusion in Africa?
The potential in Africa is explosive in the greatest way. Africa has been left out of the industrial boom that has happened throughout the world over the last 60 years. And this is Africa's opportunity to leapfrog the continent into success, into a middle class, into prosperity.
Okay, can you tell us about one continent, one coin, and one solution through blockchain technology?
Yes, so that's our slogan.
Okay.
One currency, one people, one solution. We believe Majestic Coin, which is the coin that is created backed by real world assets, the first of its kind in the cryptocurrency world, is the solution for Africa. Africa far too long has been controlled and pegged to the dollar, to the euro, to the franc, and other people print its money. Right now, we are creating a system that the whole world believes in, not just Africa, but we have Asia supporting us. We have India supporting us. We have the United States, many privatized companies backing us, including banks, that really believe in his vision for a prosperous Africa. And so Majestic Coin is providing a solution on a twofold scale. One, as an investment model of how to raise funds for Africa without getting a loan and having to be in this cycle of oppression. And secondly, we are creating a stablecoin solution that will give equal access to every single country across Africa to be on an equal playing field with the rest of Europe.
How can Africa generate capital for investment in the continent?
Well, this is a very easy thing. It happens every day. Right now, you have people who create cryptocurrencies day by day. They get a small group of people to believe in it, and the whole world trades it and gives it value. And what we're able to do in Africa is to take our own assets, make our own people buy into it, and the rest of the world trade it. And hundreds of billions of dollars can come into Africa on a yearly basis. We have the model, we have the blueprint, and we're happy to bring it to Africa.
Now, one of Africa's major problems is dependency on importation. How can we reduce this?
I'm sorry, dependency of what?
Dependency on importation. How can we
On
reduce
importation.
this?
Yeah, so again, going back to manufacturing, our own goods is the biggest problem in Africa. Infrastructure being girded up by our own hands is one of the biggest problems. We're so dependent. And the reason why we're dependent is because any free money that we get has to automatically be paid back into a loan. We have to pay back the ones who gave to us. And whenever we have money, we're not able to utilize it for our own good. So this is why we're creating an alternative system for Africa that they can raise hundreds of billions of dollars loan free and be able to pour back into themselves. Thus, we stop the whole train of importation. You know, people come in, they take our products out of our land, they go and they manufacture it outside of our land, they bring it back into our land and they sell it for 10 times more. And so when we have our own money, we're not going to be dependent on other nations to come in and provide for us. We'll be able to provide for ourselves. We'll be able to provide jobs and education that will allow people to actually have this type of employment to benefit our economy and our people.
Okay, thank you very, very, very much, Solomon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now moving on, the Pension Transitional Arrangement Director of PITAT has completed the payment of arrears arising as a result of the consequential adjustment to pensions to 3 out of the 4 operational departments in the Directorate. PITAT in a statement stated that following the presidential approval for a consequential adjustment to pension of the retirees under the defined benefit scheme as a result of the increase in minimum wage in 2019, PITAT commenced payments of the pension increment in May 2021 with accrued arrears of 24 months. The civil service pensioners were paid 9 months out of the 24 months arrears, while the parastatals, police and customs, immigration and prison pensioners were paid 12 months arrears in May, while the remaining arrears will be paid before the end of first quarter of 2022. Now, the commodity market, oil prices rose this Monday, but remain under pressure from rising COVID-19 cases in Europe and the potential release of Japanese oil reserves, raising concerns about both oversupply and weak demand. Prices of Brent and U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude benchmarks fell more than $1 in early trading, hitting their lowest since October. Brent was up 31 cents at $79.20 a barrel, while U.S. crude gained 34 cents to $76.28. It was a red week on the equities market. Bosede Abel has a summary of market activities.
Investors in the equities market recorded 18.05 billion naira weekly loss at the end of trading on Friday as 49 firms' share prices closed lower. The NGX All Share Index depreciated by 0.12% to close the week at 43,199.27 basis points. 1.39 billion shares worth 27.8 billion naira in 19,990 deals were traded by investors in the week. All other indices finished lower, with the exception of NGX main board, NGX sovereign bond indices, while the NGX ASM and NGX growth indices closed flat. The financial services industry measured by volume led the activity chart with 1.08 billion shares valued at 11.58 billion naira traded in 11,612 deals. The consumer goods industry followed, while the conglomerate industry came third on the list. Trading in the top three equities were FBN Holdings, Guaranty Trust Holding Company, and Sterling Bank. They accounted for 638.3 million shares, worth 8.5 billion naira in 4,116 deals. 15 equities appreciated in price during the week. 49 equities fell, while 92 equities remained unchanged. Boss said they able. Business Express.
Now the equities market closed on the positive with 43. The all-share index rose to 43,260.13 points. 2.4 billion shares exchanged hands in 4,811 deals. Market capitalization stands at 22.575 trillion naira. Now, global stock market is next.
Hello and welcome to the Global Market Review. The surge in COVID-19 has continued to hamper on investor sentiment. Also, another big market-moving event this week will be President Joe Biden's nomination for the next Federal Reserve chief. In Europe, stocks were mixed as investors monitored COVID-19 restrictions measures on the continent along with various corporate announcements. DAX was 0.03% high, FTSE 100 0.32%, and Francis CAC 40 0.21%. Shares in Asia were mixed on Monday as China kept its benchmark leading rate unchanged. The Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong dipped 0.39% across 24,951.34, while the mainland Chinese stocks rose at 0.61% at 3,582.08 for Shanghai Composite, while Nikkei also topped 0.09% across 29,774.11. U.S. stock futures rose in early morning trading on Monday ahead of the holiday shortened week. Futures on the Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 105 points, S&P 500 0.30%, and Nasdaq Composite 0.39%. Now, it was a bleeding start for African markets as most stocks posted negative figures in early trade. That's the Global Markets Review segment.
Now that wraps up this edition of Business Express. Remember to keep in touch with us. Do send in your comments, observations, and suggestions. Also be informed that all previous episodes are available on YouTube. Business Express returns on Tuesday by 9:30 a.m. I am Musa Abubakar.